Welcome back, everybody. It is time for another animated product review. This is going to be something to complement my Carnival theme. Well, it's not really a Carnival theme, it's more of just kind of like a general fun house with clowns, and then it has kind of devolved since into kind of just like a plethora of clowns. It was what I was trying to avoid, but honestly, I kind of like it now. So I'm kind of excited to put this prop out for the now somewhat evil clowns that it is turning into. And this is my cotton Candice machine. I thought this was going to be great in my party area. We're going to have the food tables and then the dessert table, and I thought this would be great next to the dessert table. It is a cotton candy machine with an evil twist. So let me go ahead and open it here and we'll take a look at what's inside. Okay, well inside we have a display box, so that's nice. Here in the front of the box, it says it swings in a circular motion, has haunting music, sound sensor step pad, steady on activated. So I did buy this prop from Amazon. It was a little pricey at $250. I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested in it. And as I was reviewing the listing today before the video, because I bought this months ago, I realized it's only about 2 feet tall, which kind of concerns me. I'm not sure if I read that right, but you know how I feel about undersized props. So we're going to open this up and see if that's the case. All right, let's see what's in the box here. We've got our foot pad, which says step here. We have our power adapter block. Some metal parts. It looks like these were what was holding the cotton candy in the picture there. Some instructions. Our little child, I'm going to save her face reveal for later, but she's not as small as I was worried about, so I'm happy offhand with her size. There is another piece to the adapter if you have a different style plug. I guess you can use this in multiple countries. Ooh. And another style adapter. I think the box just fell open and they're everywhere. But here we have our cotton candy box. Yet another adapter, so wow, you could really use this anywhere in the world, it seems. And then we have our cotton candy pieces. Love the cotton candies. Let's start assembling. So there aren't a lot of pieces here, so the instructions look pretty easy. There's one page of assembly instructions, one page, well, half a page really on the back on how to operate it. So let's see what we need to do. So assembly is going to start with the cotton candy box itself. It is made out of a sturdy metal framing. And as you can see, there is a motor that spins the cotton candy machine at the top. That's connected to your power module, which if we turn around, you can see through this flap in the back, where one thing that I noticed right offhand is there is a volume control. So I love that because you know how I hate the animatronics that have horrible sounds that you can't turn off. There is a switch here for power, and one thing I like too is there's a sticker here that indicates what the power locations are, because usually it's printed in the same black plastic as the device and it's so hard to read, but they've made it easy here that you can see there's one for sensor, off, and on in Try Me. Just go ahead and plug in the foot pad now. Cord for the foot pad is very long, so if you wanted to have this activated somewhere across the room as people walk through the door, you certainly could do that as well. The power cord itself is, I don't know, maybe 6 feet or so. It's pretty long. Let's go ahead and plug that in. There is only one metal piece that we are going to need to assemble ourselves to the frame, and that's going to hold the cotton candy. Looks like it only can go on the one side. If you look on the inside, there are a couple of tubes there to hold, or slots to hold the metal bars here. It's a little hard to see because there are faint indentations where the holes need to be here on the side of the fabric, but they're not full holes. So it's, I think we're going to have to make them full holes, although they fit. This pokes through it pretty easy though. We have the cotton candy holder. Just going to go ahead and tear this sticker off now so it's not in our face. Next up, we are going to put on the cotton candy holder. We're going to save the cotton candies for last. This just has the hole in it, so we're going to slide that right on top of our device here. Because now is the time to put on Candice. Let's go ahead and change her arm position here. Look at that face. That is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and take her sticker off too. So the bottom of Candice has a tube here with the sort of push button slot, and it is only going to slot into the inside pole here in one direction. So lastly, we need to put in our cotton candy. Let's go ahead and just sit them in here in the slots. There we go, perfect for the dessert table. Before we go ahead and turn her on, let me bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look. I think we can all agree that perhaps one of the best aspects of this animatronic is the face sculpting. This is an amazing face. The way this child screams in terror is fantastic and realistic. Look at the mouth, how dimensional it is. It looks like that throat goes on back farther than this realistic tongue and teeth. The eyes have a bit of a glossy nature, making it all too realistic. Her hands sculpted with palm prints, and the skin tone altogether is fantastic. If we turn her around, we can see the back of her head, the hair with the ribbons. It's very childlike. The hands have knuckles and fingernails. The back of the dress itself could perhaps be a little better. It puckers, but maybe we can fix that. But from the front, it looks like a real outfit that a young child might wear. We've got the cotton candy hanging off the side. I am a little concerned that this might attract dirt and debris and it's going to get all stuck in this material. There's a lot of white that's showing through some of that pink coloring too, so it's best to put the best side forward. The bowl itself is very flimsy, but you would never really notice that. The inside, where you see the cotton candy forming around the bowl, the fabric doesn't extend all the way underneath the prop, which would have made it a little bit better, but maybe we can finesse that, make it look at least, if we put the bad parts, I guess, in the back, well, that's the problem. There's always a bit that's not going back far enough. All right, you ready to see it in action? Let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, I absolutely love this. I could probably do without the whirling sound. It is a little bit loud. One other thing I noticed is that the material that is connected to the animatronic's body keeps catching the material on the bowl and spinning it around itself too. So I'm a little disappointed by that. I think we're gonna have to glue this material inside down a little bit more ourselves, and maybe even hold this in place so that even if it does catch, it doesn't spin it around, because there's really nothing to prevent that. Or maybe we want that to happen so that it doesn't rip all the material apart. I'm a little disappointed for the price point of this prop that we have to deal with this nonsense ourselves. That's pretty disappointing. But overall, it is a great display. It looks fantastic. Not too thrilled with the sound effects. As usual, I always have a complaint about the sound. I like the screaming of the little child. It could be a little bit louder, but I don't like the sort of circusy noise that comes with it. I'm gonna have my own sounds in my display. So I might have to put some alternate sound effects to go along with this prop, because What they really need is to be able to have the scream and the circus effects as two separate sounds, but then, you know, you're getting pricey. But again, this is an expensive prop, so I don't like to have to do my own modifications to these to just make them what I want. I will say though, I can't wait to put this in my display. I'm going to put it right in front of the desserts or the desserts around it, and if she scares away any little children, I'm going to save so much money on my costs of food that it's going to pay for the prep itself, I'm sure. So that in itself is a bonus. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.